The rooms look the same: white flowers, soft lighting, publicists moving like ghosts. But the energy has changed. Meghan Markle is still hosting, still smiling, still rolling cameras for a California bright life. Yet the talk around Meghan isn't about recipes or roses. It's about who shows up, who stays away, and which photos the biggest names won't take. You saw the other pictures, the ones that swallowed timelines in a single swipe. Taylor Swift backstage at Wembley, Prince William grinning with Prince George and Princess Charlotte, one selfie, 1,000 headlines, and a reminder that in this business, optics beat press releases every single time. So here's the real question. Is Meghan Markle navigating a carefully managed comeback with Love, Meghan, or is Hollywood quietly stepping to the side? Let's lay out what happened on camera, what happened off camera, and what's just the internet talking. Then you can decide where Meghan and Prince Harry really stand. On paper, everything around Meghan Markle looks luminous. New series, polished promos, friendly kitchens and sunlit gardens. That's the picture. But in the rooms where careers are shaped, screenings, tastemaker dinners, tiny salons in Brentwood, the measure isn't the step and repeat. It's who lingers, who leans in, and who quietly pivots away when phones lift. People watch the small tells. Does Meghan get the warm, come sit with us seat, or the courteous smile and shuffle? Do publicists usher Prince Harry into conversations that matter, or let the moment pass? In Hollywood, those micro choices are the scoreboard. You don't need a headline to see it. You feel it in how long a hello lasts. Expectations were sky high the second with Love, Meghan entered the chat. Lifestyle shows live or die by goodwill, by who's willing to be seen beside the host. Meghan Markle knows that. Harry knows that. The math is simple. A handful of genuine A-list check-ins can outweigh months of marketing. But the perception swing didn't start on premiere week. It started earlier, when one photo somewhere else rewired the conversation about status and allegiance. And that's where the real plot twist began. Timelines tell on everyone. Before the glossy kitchens and easy laughter, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry had a simple promise to deliver: proof that their brand could hold attention without controversy doing the heavy lifting. That's why the rollout mattered. Teasers, first look clips, carefully chosen friends, and the signal that, with Love, Meghan wasn't a one-off stunt, but the start of a calmer, steadier chapter for Meghan. The expectation was momentum. A clean narrative, premiere week heat, guest chemistry, then a steady parade of familiar faces who validate Meghan Markle on screen. In Hollywood, that sequence is currency. Each appearance is a handshake, each episode a relationship call. If the right people show up, doors open. If they don't, the room gets colder. And Harry feels it too. What complicated things wasn't a single bad headline. It was the way optics stacked up. As, with Love, Meghan tried to plant roots, the wider pop culture machine kept throwing louder, brighter moments into the feed. Those moments didn't mention Meghan by name, but they changed how people talked about her project. In this town, attention is a finite resource, and every viral photo steals oxygen from someone else. That's why one smiling selfie, taken far from Montecito, landed like a thunderclap. It didn't just trend, it reset the pecking order. And suddenly, Meghan Markle's timeline had a rival storyline running alongside it, one that made the room she needs just a little tougher to read. One photo can move the needle more than a month of promotion. Taylor Swift smiles. Prince William leans in. George and Charlotte beam like kids who just met the soundtrack of their summer. That single frame didn't just trend, it recalibrated the room. People love legacy. People love continuity. And when Taylor stands beside the future king, the message writes itself without a caption. That's the part that stings for Meghan Markle. Her show asks audiences to slow down, cook, host, tend a garden. But the culture doesn't slow down for anyone. It rushes to the brightest, cleanest story. Taylor with the Wales family was exactly that. Simple, wholesome, instantly shareable. In a town where relationships signal rank, that selfie whispered, "This is the circle." Did Meghan lose anything tangible in that moment? Not exactly, but she lost air. When Taylor Swift hugs William, people talk about William. When people talk about William, they talk about the monarchy. And when they talk about the monarchy, Meghan Markle becomes a supporting character in a script she wanted to lead. That's not a scandal, it's physics. The lesson echoes in every screening room and every group chat that books the next invite list. The right photo can give you warmth you can't buy. Meghan knows it, Harry knows it, and the industry never forgets who stands where when the flash goes off. But that wasn't the whole story. Here's the part the internet loves. The idea that Meghan Markle is battling a silent wall of don't stand too close warnings from Hollywood power players. You've seen the whispers, agents telling clients to skip photos, strategists plotting ops against Meghan, the phrase dark PR tossed around like confetti. It's juicy, it spreads fast, but even the loudest claims still sit in the gray zone. Chatter, not charge sheets. That doesn't mean perception stays neutral. When fans hear that Meghan and Prince Harry face coordinated shade, every cool glance looks like proof. Every missing selfie reads like a message. And when the story drags Taylor Swift into the frame, suggesting Taylor's milestones were timed to overshadow Meghan Markle, the rumor snowballs. It doesn't add up on a calendar, but in pop culture, feelings often outrun facts. Dark PR works because it gives simple answers to messy dynamics. If Meghan books a friendly face, it's a win. If a name passes, it's sabotage. If Harry repeats a talking point about pressure or bias, the theory gains new legs. The truth is usually smaller. Personal brands, cautious teams, and a town that hates unpredictability more than it hates anyone in particular. Still, the narrative leaves marks. It pushes Meghan Markle into a defensive pose and nudges Harry into protector mode. And it primes audiences to see every yes and every no as part of a war. Which is why one name became the biggest litmus test of all. The one person whose answer could tilt the whole conversation, Dolly Parton. If there's one name that can soften any room, it's Dolly Parton. She's warmth. She's legacy. She's the rare star everyone agrees on. That's why the chatter around Meghan Markle and Dolly hit different. One side says Dolly Parton politely declined an appearance. Another insists Dolly was never asked. Two stories, same outcome. No Dolly, on with love, Meghan. And the void speaks louder than a press release. Why does it matter? Because Dolly is a trust barometer. She protects her brand, honors quiet loyalty, and avoids needless drama. If Dolly Parton is in your corner, doors open. If she isn't, people wonder why. For Meghan Markle, landing Dolly would have been a signal flare. We're safe, we're welcomed, we're good company. Not getting that moment didn't sink the show, but it did feed the narrative that the biggest names are keeping a careful distance. The reaction around Harry was just as telling. Supporters saw caution. Critics saw rejection. In a town that trades on perception, the nuance gets flattened. No cameo becomes closed door. And once that label sticks, every future booking has to work twice as hard to reset the mood. But Dolly wasn't the only weather vane. Other names, old friends, ex-allies, power couples with long memories, started to define the map. And as those relationships shifted, the gravity of the room shifted with them. Circles don't implode in Hollywood. They drift. One day you're swapping texts. The next, it's polite nods from across the room. With Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, that drift shows up in pairings that used to look inevitable. The Beckhams don't stand anywhere by accident. The Clooneys don't either. When their orbit tilts toward Prince William and Princess Kate, it doesn't read as shade. It reads as stability. For power couples, proximity is a statement. A courtside seat, a gala table, a quick photo at an after party. Each one says, "This is the lane." The Beckhams prize brand control. The Clooneys prize quiet leverage. If they lean toward the working royals, it's because the royal calendar is predictable and the headlines land clean. That puts Meghan and Harry in a tougher posture. They're the story with variables, and the variables make publicists nervous. That's the pinch Meghan Markle feels. She can still fill a room. Harry can still command curiosity anywhere he walks in. But the rooms that decide who gets what next, they're reading tea leaves. And lately, the leaves point to legacy, not friction. In simple terms, The safest play is the one that doesn't need explaining. None of this is final. In this town, one perfect moment can reverse a season of side-eye. A single, unforced reunion. A guest who surprises everyone by saying yes. A photo that radiates warmth instead of heat. And that's why the next part matters more than the last. Because Meghan and Prince Harry still control the only thing that changes minds: results. In the end, the scoreboard isn't tweets, it's traction. Meghan Markle needs the kind of moments that don't require defending. Clean wins, easy smiles, guests who feel like a yes before they even sit down. That's the signal. Everything else is noise. Prince Harry understands that calculus too. A single, authentic episode with a beloved guest moves the needle more than a week of arguments about optics. The market is simple. If people feel welcome around Meghan, they'll say yes again. If they feel tension, they'll pause. That's why a handful of steady episodes delivered without drama could repair more than any press note. 1 month of calm can change the way bookers think. One "wow, that was lovely" cameo can reset a narrative that's been running for a year. The worst trap for Meghan Markle is chasing every rumor. The better play is stacking reliable outcomes. Show up prepared. Make the guest look great. Let Harry be warm instead of wary. In a city that loves redemption arcs, competence is charisma. Consistency is charm. Win the room, one room at a time. And if Meghan lands 2 or 3 names who rarely do favors, that's when the temperature flips. You won't need a think piece to feel it. You'll hear it in how people say her name, and you'll see it in who texts back first. 3 levers can change everything for Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. First, guest selection. If the next slate features a couple of "I can't believe they said yes" appearances, that's momentum you can't fake. Second, tone. A softer Meghan, a lighter Harry, less grievance, more grace, turns skeptics into neutrals and neutrals into allies. Third, proximity. One effortless, friendly moment with a respected figure, no push, no bunts, will travel farther than any campaign. There's also the William factor. Every wholesome snapshot with Prince William, Princess Kate, George, or Charlotte continues to define the royal center of gravity. That means Meghan wins by not competing with those pictures, but by defining a separate lane. Coy, generous, low stakes, high comfort. If she keeps her table warm, people notice. Watch for small corrections. A surprise thank you post from Meghan to a collaborator. A simple, Harry appearance that avoids edge and leans into service. A cameo that's unexpected and uncontroversial. These aren't fireworks, they're bridges. And bridges, not battles, get you invited back. If those pieces fall into place, the rooms that felt chilly will thaw fast. If they don't, the drift continues. And the selfies write the story for Meghan Markle, whether she likes it or not. Hollywood isn't a jury, it's a dinner table with limited seats. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry can still claim one by serving something people want to share: comfort, calm, and connection. The question is simple and sharp. Does the next chapter bring quieter winds or more loud weather? In a town built on alliances, the answer will show up in one photo you can't ignore. Strip away the noise and the pattern is clear. Rooms follow warmth, not headlines. Meghan Markle doesn't need a miracle guest or a viral clapback. She needs 3 clean months of easy wins, welcoming episodes, gracious moments, and the kind of yeses that don't feel negotiated. Do that, and the drift stops. Do it twice, and the room leans back in. Prince Harry can help by keeping the tone light, present, and unguarded. That's the version of Harry people miss. Power in Hollywood is quiet. It's a chair pulled out at the right table, a text answered quickly, a photo that says everything without saying a word. If Meghan stacks small courtesies into big consistency, the narrative rewrites itself. No dark PR needed. If not, the gravity keeps tilting toward William and Kate, and one smiling selfie at a time will decide the story. So here's where you come in. Is this a reset waiting to happen, or is the drift already done? Drop your take below. Who do you think will share that unexpected, game-changing moment with Meghan Markle first?